Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have the latest from the live radar, run for the UKV, have a look at the precipitation and the temperature over the next 5 days, as it is turning a lot cooler throughout the next 12 hours or so, as we are seeing much fresher polar maritime air moving in from the north. Now you can see on the live radar we've got a bit of rain clearing the far southeast, some squally bands here, but as that clears, that's the cold air now taking over. And you see further northwards, we are starting to see showers, and it is going to be turning, as I said, a lot chillier for all. As we head through the latter part of this week, in towards the weekend, it will return back towards average, but it will be a slow climb. So perhaps this weekend we could see 20 degrees again in the far south, but areas further northwards still would likely be in the teens or even low teens, in high single digits come the end of the week. As we look at the longer range, it is looking still fairly dry the next week or so. Although chilly, it's dry and there will be plenty of sunshine. But as we progress towards the middle of the month, it does look like we could see something warmer returning, at least getting back towards average. But even though high pressure looks like it could be a dominant feature, we are seeing higher precipitation spikes, especially on the ensembles, as we are likely going to see more showers and storms because of that more humid air mass. Now, it is unlikely to see massive high pressure dominating. We're not seeing huge signs of that, but we are still seeing high pressure staying around for long periods of time, which could allow for decent spells, but with showers, unfortunately. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. Now to start on the live radar, as I said, we've got that squally rain clearing the far southeast at the moment. Only remnants really left to this, as it is now completely clearing away to our southeast. Behind it, we are seeing fresher air moving in, drier but fresher, and you can see out to the far north, we're starting to see some more hefty showers moving in. They aren't likely to be too severe, but could be hefty in a few places. And look at this, some lighter blues, which indicating there's a bit of snow within these, and we are in the first week of June, so it is really quite late in the spring or into early summer to be seeing snow, but it's because of this very chilly polar maritime air mass. Now, do put on the temperatures this evening. You can see it is dropping away, pretty cold indeed further northwards. Temperatures down close towards freezing for some higher ground areas, but most more towards the mid-single digits towards low teens. You can see for the far south still relatively mild, so that cold air hasn't fully swept in yet. Now, if you have a look at the latest UKV, you can see that squally rain clearing the far southeast overnight tonight into Wednesday, and we can see generally a showery day for most through Wednesday. Further south as you go, the drier it is, of course being furthest from the moisture source with that wind coming in from the northwest. Showers further northwards, again some of these could be wintry, but less likely during the day because of the stronger sunshine. Overnight still could see those showers, again wintry in flavour in places, and again we see clearer skies with temperatures could fall away to maybe even the mid-single digits, so pretty chilly in places. And then as we head into Thursday, another day of sunshine and showers, maybe less showers further northwards, more dry conditions, temperatures still chilly, but they will be starting to recover as we progress towards the latter part of the week. Inevitably the air mass is going to warm up because of course it is June now. We can't really see that much in terms of cold air for too long, and you can see as we head into Friday, maybe a bit more showery rain in the north, but similar conditions through the rest of the working week. As we head into Saturday, still a few showers around, but still plenty of drier conditions, a bit more persistent rain perhaps through the morning, but most actually drier by the afternoon, looking pretty decent, and that continues into Sunday as well. Temperatures, as I said, will be rising, and that is because those upper air temperatures are starting to nudge up as well. Nothing incredible, but more warmer compared to what we have through Wednesday and Thursday. Now, if you look at the max temperatures, you can see as we head into Wednesday afternoon, temperatures in the far southeast could nudge 17 or 18, but would feel much chillier than they have done recently. Further northwards and westwards you go, the cooler and colder it is towards the mid-teens or even low teens, and even some areas, especially over higher ground, not getting out of the single digits. So more like winter or spring-like temperatures than early summer for most. As we head into Thursday, overnight temperatures widely into the single digits. Again, could be a frost over some of the hills. And then as we head into Thursday afternoon, temperatures nudging up slightly higher, more towards the mid-teens and upper teens in the southeast. And as I said, it is inevitable as those air masses do slowly warm up. As we progress into Friday, again, maybe an 18 to 20 degrees there in the far southeast, slowly nudging up. And by the weekends, we see similar conditions, nothing warm, but more pleasant, especially across England, Wales, and the Republic of Ireland. Still chilly, though, the further northwards you go. So we're still hanging on to that cold air across Scotland. So it could be a pretty chilly next week coming up. Even the risk of a few frosts, as we do generally see these cooler conditions hold on for longer than it is going to be further southwards. Now, if you look at the latest GFS, you can see the northerly wind coming in at the moment, and that is the reason why it is going a lot colder. High pressure then slowly moves back in as we head towards the middle of the month, but you still see low pressure making an influence, and that unfortunately means that we are likely to see more rain in places, even though high pressure does look like a more of a dominant feature. Longer range as well, we do see the temperatures starting to rise, nowhere near as warm as look at the Mediterranean. That is looking really quite hot indeed. Northern Europe, nowhere near as warm. The heat's getting trapped further southwards. So if we have a look at these 2 meter temperatures, you can probably see mid to high 30s, maybe even 40 degrees across some areas around the Mediterranean. But for the UK, may struggle to get to 20 degrees with a slightly cooler flow. Now, do compare to the GM, again, a northerly wind coming in at the moment, high pressure trying to build back in for the weekend, having some success, but we do see some pesky lows trying to break through, but generally it is more of a high pressure dominated pattern. If you compare to the ECMWF, once again we see low pressure clearing out to the east with that northerly wind, eventually high pressure nudging for the weekend into next week, but still seeing these northerly and easterly flows, unfortunately keeping it quite a bit chillier than we would hope. And you see out to day 10, look at that, even though we're under higher pressure, we actually have a pretty fresh air mass moving in from the east, and that would mean temperatures by the day still struggling in the mid-teens, keeping it cooler and fresher for the foreseeable future here from the eastern North, even though high pressure is making more of an appearance. Now, if you compare to the ensembles, you can see this slow upwards trend towards the middle of the month from well below average in the next 12 to 24 hours to more around average around the middle of the month. It is a slow warm-up, though, taking a good week to 10 days before getting back towards average as we head into the middle third of the month. Precipitation does increase as well. As said, that's likely due to lower pressure moving in and milder air masses, but for the foreseeable future, it does look relatively dry the further southward you go. Tubular temperatures are going to be struggling, but they're not going to be massively cold. Still in the mid-teens, but rising towards 20 degrees by the weekend and maybe into next week. And if you do compare to the ECMWF, very similar, below average for the foreseeable future, before slowly rising back towards average. Precipitation still low for the time being, before slowly increasing. And if we do finally just compare to Glasgow, for example, you can see it is well below average at the moment. The big difference to the further southwards, though, is higher precipitation, all due to those shower amounts. And you can see the 2 meter temperatures really struggling to get much above the low teens within the next 5 or 6 days before slowly starting to pick up as we head into the middle of June. So we'll have to wait and see exactly how it does play out. But for the time being, it is looking pretty chilly. Again, nothing cold. It's June. I have to emphasize that, although there's blues on the map in terms of temperature deviation. Yes, we're 5+ degrees below average. It is sort of statistically cold, but feel like it won't feel terrible because of the strong sunshine this time of year. We'll have to wait and see exactly how the next couple of days do play out in terms of those feel-like temperatures. Really only know exactly how it's going to feel when that wind starts to blow, when that cloud comes in and that colder air mass does fully engage. We'll have to see, but at the moment, it is not going to be ridiculously cold, but it is going to be much chillier than it really should be and ought to be this time of year. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.